with the Kiera match, you did get to close the show again the same way with the Willow match, where you got to close the taping, and this time around you got to close the taping in the United Center. You spoke a little bit about Shimmer earlier, and Shimmer, if people don't know, a lot of those shows were here in Chicago at the Berwyn Eagles Club out in Berwyn. But this is, of course, a bigger venue. How did it feel to get to close out the show in such a big venue like the United Center?
I'll say it, like, Chicago has some of the best fans ever. They're like a great wrestling crowd. I love every time we go to Chicago, but I think it's because so much history with indie wrestling is ingrained there.
Mm-hmm.
From what is it, AAW to
Yeah.
Shimmer to gosh, there was a couple of other ones there that I never got the privilege to work for, but like indie wrestling is ingrained in Chicago.
Strong.
So like anytime a bigger show comes to town, that place is always packed. And I believe the United Center was the same arena that I was in the rafters for watching a Fatal Four Way back on the other side. But like I just
Mm.
remember being in the crowd, and I got to watch one of my favorite matches. If it is the same arena, if not, it was still in Chicago. Pete Dunne versus oh my gosh, Tyler Bate. I got to watch that
Mm-hmm.
live in the arena, and I remember
Crazy
like
match.
how electric that crowd was, and just getting goosebumps and being like, when I wrestle here, I'm gonna get this same reaction. Flash forward to like AEW, Ring of Honor, me versus Kira Hogan in a Chicago street fight, and that place was electric, and it felt like so close to like what I've been like feeling that I've been missing, I feel like from time to time. Because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the times, like we get a limited audience because we're on at the end of the night. It's awesome. They love wrestling, but like that Chicago crowd, baby, like there ain't nothing like that. I mean, like, holy crap, like it's just an amazing crowd to be in front of. It has so much more meaning because I talked about it in a separate interview that like I used to be billed from Chicago, Chicago backslash Dallas. So like on
Mm-hmm.
some level, I'm this weird, not actual, but weird, like hometown stomping ground type of gal. And just knowing how much Shimmer meant to me, knowing how much Shimmer means to a lot of the women that got to wrestle there. We all built like all these friendships. A lot of them I burned to the bridge because I broke them. Um, but like it's a really cool moment to just kind of go back and say, man, like look at how far that I've come. I was working
Yeah.
down the street at Berwyn Eagles Club in front of maybe 300 people to going into the United Arena in front of thousands. It's just not even 30 minutes up the road. And it's like, wow, like it's a kind of like a weird full circle moment. I feel like I get more of those the longer I've been wrestling. I'm like, wow, you remember the last time you were here? This is
Mm-hmm.
crazy, being in Toronto. Um, being in the same building where I wrestled Bailey at SummerSlam, and then coming back and being with a whole different company and just kind of walking around and being like, wow, like this is crazy. Like I said, the older I get, more full circle moments, and then going and being able to perform with a different persona, a different character, and still feeling that hatred. I will say it's love, but I got booed out of the arena. Uh,
Yeah.
like I got booed out of the arena, but we'll say it's love because I know my minions love me. But yeah, just like it's such a cool moment to kind of look back and reflect because I'm not a big photo taker
Mm-hmm.
uh, by design. I've never been into photos and stuff like that, but like just me sitting there and just searching my whole brain for like these memories. And I was like, oh, I remember this. I remember this. Like I'm becoming that old timey gal, I guess, and be like, oh, get my whiskey and cranberry. Oh, I remember when we were here back in '37. Like what? That's how I'm getting now. And it's funny as it is, it brings back a lot of really fun and good memories for me traveling the world. So like, yeah, United Center, Chicago, it's one of my favorite places to wrestle.